welcome back to another year of the Benchwarmers. Brad, we are back for, our 5th year, I think it is, of the show. Maybe our 6th year even. I've lost count.
I'm losing count too, Chook, but it's good to be back. It's been 6 or 7 months and I've been toey. I'm ready to go. We've had a big summer, haven't we?
There's been a lot going on over the break, yes.
Chookie, you got married, of course.
Yes.
We went to Bali. The Formula One was on. Taylor Swift popped their head into Australia. Collingwood won the flag. It's all been happening.
There's been a lot going, when you put it like that, there's been a lot going on in our lives over the break. But yes, we got to Bali and as everyone's seen on TikTok, Brad, you've started to go global with your wedding and F1 content as well.
Yes. No, I discovered the TikTok. I downloaded the app and had a look. And at some point this episode as well, we will cover the Bros, Light and Gawler because that's what we're here for, aren't we?
We are, Brad. But before we get to there, we've got to thank our sponsors for coming on board again in season 2024. None better than the Exchange Hotel in Gawler, Brad. He's been, Damo and the team down there, they've been with us day one. We love going down there and supporting them, and they love supporting their locals. So we thank them for being on board again in season 2024.
Yeah, fantastic, Chook. It's a fantastic establishment down there, and we look forward to getting there soon on a Friday night.
Looking forward to a fantastic count in 2024 as well. We might have to create one of them, producer Jacob as well. We'll have a quick break, Brad, before we get into the new edition of the Feel Good Fill Up, and we're going to thank all of our sponsors who did join in 2024.
And welcome back to this year's edition of the Feel Good Fill Up. This year's first edition, Chook, 2024. We're bringing the year in with a bang, thanks to Rejuvenate Sports and Remedial Therapy. Get down there and they'll sort you out, won't they, Chook?
They absolutely will. They do a fantastic job, and there's a little discount on the screen as well, 10% off when you refer a friend. So thank you to Brad and the team.
Fantastic, Chookie. And Chook, for those tuning in for the first time, the Feel Good Fill Up, we're on a tight schedule tonight, aren't we? Because that's how we like to run things on social media these days. Bit of a background for those tuning in for the first time though, Chook. The Feel Good Fill Up is in the world of negative sports media and all the rest of it that they all get a kick out of writing and getting clicks and that, Chook. We're not in it for that. We're here just to highlight the good things happening in sport, especially in SA and the surrounding suburbs, aren't we, Chook?
We are. Any positive story, if you've got them, send them in. We want to share them.
That's right, Chookie. But
you found one this week.
We have, Chook. It's been a big summer, like we said. We ticked off all the things that have happened in Australia and SA, but none bigger, and the timing of it, I'm glad the first episode of the show is coming on now. It has to go out to the AFL, Peter Malinauskas, South Australia in general, gather round. Chook, year one was a success. This year it was bigger than Ben-Hur, wasn't it?
Amazing, and I don't know if you got down there last year, but you got down to a game this year. Yep. The atmosphere is incredible at Adelaide Oval, all the different teams getting down and supporting. Just a fantastic initiative, and another great thing that we've got in the city of Adelaide. Peter's doing a wonderful job, a worthy recipient of the Feel Good Fill Up.
An ex-Hall of Fame member.
Yeah, Hall of
Fame member. He hasn't been kicked out, Chook. If you haven't been, Chook, and you're from other states and you haven't had the pleasure, you could only describe it as a combination of Christmas, footy finals, the Royal Adelaide Show and a Grand Prix, couldn't you, Chook? That's what it feels like being down there.
Yeah, it does. There's always something happening. You've got the village, and we're so lucky in Adelaide with what we've got at the moment, and another big event coming up in 2 weeks, which will be another big tick for Peter.
Looking forward to it. He just keeps kicking goals, Peter. 265,000 people attended the game across Gather, and if you don't mind, the economic stats haven't been released just yet, but last year it boosted the economy by 83.5 million. I think this year it's surely up by about 50% on that. I'm putting it down for a $120 million boost to SA. And to top it all off, Lindock has been locked in for 2025. We don't even have an oval done or a club rooms. We've got nothing, but we've got Peter Malinauskas on the shovel there, Chook, with a $40 million upgrade, and we've locked in for 2025.
Incredible, and work's already begun. We'll just get a photo up on screen for you as well. They've already knocked the old facility down, bulldozed the paddock next to Lindock Oval that they're using as well. It's going to be phenomenal, and they're going to build it in 9 months, Brad.
It's incredible, Chook. I've seen houses take 2 years, 3 years. The builders, the contractors, they all fumble around themselves, but we're going to get this big project done because SA is going to rally together, Chook, and I'm calling it early. The BLG, if you're listening, should lock in Lindock when that's all done, that's going to be the best facility in the Southern Hemisphere. Lock it in as the grand final location for the BLG for the next 100 years, like the MCG has been for AFL. I think, Chook, why would you want to play anywhere else on the biggest day?
100 years might be a little long, but I think definitely the next couple, let's have it at the best facility. If we've got an AFL standard facility in the Barossa, let's just have it there.
Absolutely, Chook. You're excited. I'm excited.
You're very excited.
We love Peter Malinauskas, and we can't wait to come back next week and share even more good stories.
Another great presentation of the Feel Good Fill up there, Brad. Plenty of excitement and can't wait to watch that facility being built and gather around, keep getting bigger. So worthy recipient, round one. Let's have a look at the games from the weekend. It was round one in the Barossa, and exciting year. Some nice young talent into the competition that we'll talk about a little later on. But let's have a look. We've got the scores for each game on our screen, Brad, at the moment. Game one there, South Gawler 10-4-64 defeating Newry 7-12-54, 10 points in the grand final rematch. New recruit Brodie Lake, best on ground for South Gawler, with Reece Canizzaro back to his local club from Central District's best on for Newry. Fallon kick 2 for Newry, and Pat White with a couple with his role change forward, Brad, in game one.
Another massive game as well, Chookie. Freeling 15-13, 103, defeated Gawler Centrals 10-13, 73. We will cover these later in a bit more detail. Best there, Ross for Freeling, and for Gawler Centrals was Williams. Goals for Freeling, Koshel 4, and for Gawler Centrals, Brad Pilkington 4, getting amongst it.
Yeah, game three, Angaston 12-5-77 defeated Tanunda in a close one, 11-7-73, 2 points the way of the Panthers. Jay Shannon getting better with age as well, best on ground for the Panthers. While Cowan was best on ground for Tanunda, a young talent coming back, another young talent coming back from the Central Districts Footy Club. Recruit Jake Sutcliffe kicked a nice little bag of six there, and Durden continued his form from last year, kicking 3 for the Panthers.
And I can't wait to digest all these, Chook. The last one of the round was played under lights at Williston Oval. Williston 12-11-83 over the top of Barossa 6-12-48. Best there, and with 6 goals, Lehman for Williston, and best for Barossa, Jew, and only single goal kickers for them.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year. It's an exciting year in the Barossa, as we said off the top, Brad. Looking at the best players there, you got Brodie Lake, recruit out of Central District, played at Central Districts in 2020. He's down from Darwin. He went back to Darwin, went over to Peel Thunder to have a crack, come back from Peel Thunder to North Adelaide. Unfortunately, not getting a game at North Adelaide this year, and he's signed with South Gawler late. And then you got Reece Canizzaro, who has been pushing to play league footy, played a little bit of league footy over the last couple of years at Central Districts. He's getting best. You get Ryan Williams, who's come from Woodville West Torrens, getting best on ground for Gawler Central as well, who is a centre-half back, really good young talent from there. You get Louis Cowan, who's an absolute superstar coming back from Central Districts. And then you've got Jew, Lehman, both been at Central Districts as well. Jay Shannon's played league footy. Ross as well is a talent. So some high quality names in that best players.
100%, Chook. It's great to see the league's gone from strength to strength this year, and I can't wait to see how it starts to play out over the next few weeks, because I suppose last year we got to the point where South and Newry were probably the clear standouts, Barossa the next clear standout, and then it was who could scrape in for fourth. And I think a lot of our assumptions from last year, you can throw a few of them out the window now, Chookie. So Freeling, that's a massive win for them to kick off the year. We knew they were trending really nicely last year, probably not getting heaps of wins on the board, but they were being competitive for a number of weeks. So, as you said, Rossi, best on ground and 2 goals up front. He's leading the charge there. And we can't forget, like, it was a strange old year. Gawler Central did finish 4th, and Freeling, who we know have battled on and off the field, Chookie, they've come out with a win and knocked off 4th side. So that's all you can do first week.
That's all you can ask for. And it's shaping up to being a really interesting year, Brad. You look at Angus and Tanunda, you think they're going to get better with their recruits that they've brought in. Then you go to Williston, they've definitely gotten better with their recruits. You've got Isaiah McKenzie and Justin Hoskins, who were 2 stars of the Sandful. So, you know, you've got them now coming in. Those sides are all getting better. Gawler Centrals have recruited a bit, and and Barossa have recruited a bit. I feel Barossa might struggle a little bit. They've lost some talent with Nangle, Casbolt, Cummings. I don't think Cummings was there last year anyway, but they've all left and gone to another club. And you get Gant and Carpenter in, who are two good gets. But speaking of Kelsey, I think they're going to be young, and they're going to promote youth and promote their juniors, because they do have a really, really good, really talented under-17s.
That's right, and Phillips as well. He's played a little bit in the SNFL, so he's their forward. This is for Barossa. He's he was essentially their focal point, but he's probably not quite tall enough to put that load on him, really, Chook. So Carpenter played at centre half back. He is a star. He's tough. He's strong. He's fit. He's got skills. You need two of him really at Barossa, unfortunately, at this stage. I'm sure they're still recruiting. You can sign them, obviously, for the next few weeks, still, Chook. You'd love to have two Carpenters getting around, but Gant, he's a silky smooth star in there. And a lot of these names we're listing off, like just for various reasons, work and life and whatnot, that they all could be contributing at league level. And we
they have.
Yes, they have, and probably still could be. But Williston there, what I really like to see out of them, Chook, 4-6 to no score in the last quarter. I think one criticism on them was probably they were competitive and could fly the flag early last year and didn't run out games. Well, there's another assumption we can throw out the window.
Mate, like one thing I can say is they're hard and tough. We played them in the trial 2 weeks ago, and they beat the bejeebus out of us. I don't know what I was going to say there, Brad, but they're hard and tough as well. And speaking of hers, he's got them working pretty hard. I think his experience from coming, even though he's been such a decorated coach over his career, going into the Sandful system, coming out of that, he's trying to teach them a bit more of a way to play that is a bit more Sandful-like as well, and they're going to be very impressive. I was impressed with what I saw from them a couple of weeks ago. And the reigning premiers, obviously the point situation, they haven't been able to recruit. It looks like star Jackson Dare might be retired as well. He hasn't played or been to training yet.
He might have to come out of retirement again.
But I know the calls are being put in, but you'd think they still look good, South Gawley. You're still happy with where they're at. Yeah,
definitely. And Newry, they're a quality outfit still as well. They top up their side with Reece Cannizzaro. So,
which is a big get.
Yeah, I think it's not as if Newry's dropped off. I think both of those two teams will be right up the top, but they'll be a lot closer. Another team that might want to... they might think they'll get a little bit closer as well. Anguston, they're a team that a few people's sort of second sides. We always like to see how they go and get behind them. And they last year, with all due respect, they probably underperformed on the ladder, I would say, to put that nicely. They played a lot of games. They were competitive. They had a lot of good players and well coached. They just didn't get the wins on the board last year, but they've done that against a quality outfit in Tanunda. With you touched on a couple, Cowham and Lenky. Also Sutcliffe, Wildman and Watson as well. Cowham and Lenky, we know lots about them at SNFL level as well, Chook. They're genuine stars. Lenky will come in and out a little bit with work. Cowham should be there a little bit more, but they're fit. They're in the prime of their career. And Sutcliffe as well, an ex-teammate of Calhoun at Sturt as well, and a bloke that we've seen many a times in the AFL Max circle as well, Brad. But some great recruits and great to see all those players coming into the Barossa, and we're looking forward to watching what they can produce and seeing the scores over the next couple of weeks as well. We're going to have a quick break, thank our sponsors, and come back to have a look at round 2. All right, let's have a look at round 2, Brad. Game 1, Tanunda taking on Williston. Going to be a good battle to see where both sides are at. Really hard to tip this week, Chook. It's based off last year. Like I said, we thought we had our minds made up. But Tanunda and Williston, they're both going to be quality outfits. I think Williston on that form. I'm going to take Williston. I've seen him 2 weeks ago. Happy with what I saw from him. So I will take the Donnybrooks as well. Sorry, Muff. But game 2, Brad, Gawler Central taking on Anguston. Gawler Central, they'll be licking their wounds after the first week, Chook. Not that they would have banked that one in against Freeling, but they would have been confident and really wanting the win, if you ever wanted one. But I think Anguston, they are a quality outfit as well. Last week, all the home teams won. I think the away teams might get a bit of the rub of the green, and Anguston may get the chockies. Yeah, I'm with you as well. I'm not sure where Gawler Central are at. I'm a bit worried and
probably a bit gun shy to tip them after Freeling last week, but I'm going to go with the Panthers as well, Brad. Game 3, Newry, but taking on Freeling.
Yeah, Chook, this will be a good game. Freeling, they'll be full of confidence. I think Newry are a quality outfit, though. Freeling will make them work for it, but Newry's class will rise above. They can't go 0-2.
I'm with you. I am going the Rovers as well. And the final game, Kapunda taking on South Gawler.
Yeah, Kapunda, the buy first up, Chook, so we haven't had a look at them. We know they probably struggled recruiting-wise in the off-season. They struggled last year. Well, they have topped up with a few.
They've topped up. They've got Matty Rankin, who he can play the game.
Jump to conclusions there, but I think South Gawler will be a cut above.
Yeah, I'm going to go with South as well. But I think Kapunda, they worked pretty hard over the off-season with getting in a new player coach. They've got Matty Rankin in who can seriously play. So they've added some talent and they've got good kids, Kapunda. So they just had to add some experience. So that's what they've done. So it'll be interesting to see where they're at. I think they'll improve, but South Gawler still too good there for me, Brad, as well. But show one done.
It's been a good show, mate. We talked about being more efficient this year. People like their content short and sweet, don't they?
That's it. Well, that's what you've been telling me after the work that you've done on social media lately. But thanks, mate. It's always good to be back and a pleasure being here with you and a pleasure to have all of our sponsors, as we said, the Exchange Hotel, Rejuvenate Sports and Remedial Therapy, along with all of our sponsors that help the show go to air each and every week. We look forward to seeing you next week and hope to see you out at the footy on the weekend.